Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. I have actually hijacked my wife's recovery page. My name is Adam. For those that don't know me, it's an honor and a privilege to have y'all on. We're coming to you Sunday, December 11th. We're going to be doing a recovery questions and answers. I'm really glad to have everybody on here. So we're going to be doing some recovery from addiction questions and answers. Feel free to participate, get in the comments. If you do get in the comments, I'm most likely going to shout you out. And we're really glad to have everybody here. So in the beginning of this recovery and addiction questions and answers, I got just a few questions. If you're in the live, give us a shout out. Tell us where you're from, what's going on, and how you're doing. The first question for the recovery questions and answers today. What kind of coping strategies are you currently using to cope with your addiction triggers? So for me, I've actually had to go deep into prayer, right? Because sometimes I have to accept the things that I can't control. I have to maneuver accordingly in order to overcome. What are some of the things that y'all currently do to overcome your triggers? What kind of coping strategies are you currently using to cope with your addiction triggers? Norma, all the way from the UK, glad to have you here with us today. Is there healthy coping mechanisms and unhealthy coping mechanisms when in recovery from addiction? I firmly believe there is. Tamara, glad to have you in here. Abel, 4 months clean, dealing with addiction since I was 13 years old. Abel, how do you currently deal with your coping strategies? Do you have any coping strategies? I'd love for you to hear about them, or love for the group to hear about them. And I put a picture, if you can see it. There's me and Jamie back in our previous days and into our new days. All right, let's get in the comments and see what we got from some of the people. Tamara, representing Las Vegas, Nevada. Glad you're here. Tanya, hey, from California. Ariel said, play the tape through. Lindsay, Evansville, Indiana in the house. Jamie's channel and talking about it. Keep myself busy. Yes, thank you so much for your support, Lindsay. If y'all are following us live on Facebook, please consider subscribing to my wife's page on YouTube. We have much more extensive, longer type videos and a whole bunch of interviews. Lindsay was kind enough, our sister Lindsay, to come on the show. Dino, hey, my brother from Tampa. Dino, we are going to be in Sarasota. If you want to get together the end of January, we might be able to make some stuff happen. So what do y'all do as a coping mechanism for your triggers and addiction? If I get real bad, I'm not even going to lie. I've put the nicotine down for the most part. I'm on these silly little things you stick in your mouth. But for me, a bad coping mechanism when I get really stressed, I go and I smoke a Black and Mild. That's not really the best thing. I think prayer, if you're into that, would be substantially better than the Black and Mild. Ariel, 6 months clean. Michael Mack, glad to have you here. Norma, I'm still struggling. Talk to us, Norma. What can we help you out with? This is questions and answers. I commend everybody on their participation, but we're only going to get stronger together, bouncing off ideas. My wife's content, our content, it's just a format. It's a general premise. It's not in stone, right? It's not by the book. So we're glad to have you here. Tim, go to a meeting, pray, and vent. Yes, I firmly believe those are 3 good things. Tim, thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to touch on them real quick. I have to pray. There's so many things that I can't accept, right? Accept the things that you cannot change, courage to change things that you can. By the way, today's 6 years and 9 months for me. So I have a 6 year and 3/4 birthday. Woo woo. Vent. Do y'all have a vent partner? Do you have somebody that you can call? I have a couple of people that just listen to me no matter how I'm feeling. I think a vent partner is actually pretty crucial in the upcoming of dealing with your coping mechanisms. Sandy, Sister Sandy in the house. Love us some Sandy, an amazing content creator on Facebook. Please check out Sandy. Hey, y'all from West Texas. In Christmas, I'll have 5 years after 30-year drug and alcohol addiction, primarily meth. Wow. Lively Prepper. How did you do that? What was the thing that pushed it over? My man, Boston's in the house. Big shout out. If y'all have not seen Jamie Tall's page, he actually has the top premiering video of all time. So we've had 3 years at this, 300 and something videos of this. And Boston was kind enough to come on and show us Fire and Ice, the Meth Bible. If y'all are yet to check that out on Amazon, Boston, hit him with the link. He's a great dude. He has changed his ways. Me and him actually met about 3 or 4 years ago. And then we ventured off and did some other things. And now we're coming back as a collective family to overcome the demonic forces. Some people think we're crazy, and that's okay, right? Because when I was out there in them streets doing all the bad stuff I did, people thought I was crazy too. Columbia, Missouri, glad to have you here. Southern Maine, oh my goodness. Is it cold up there? I know it's cold down here. We're located in North Georgia. It's probably 50 degrees and raining outside. Pray, play the tape through, talk to someone, listen to a motivational speech, yoga, meditation, listening to uplifting music. Ariel, thank you so much for that. You know, the whole listen to a motivational speech thing, that's actually how all this content even got initiated. So I was listening to a bunch of stuff when I was in early recovery, because sometimes we get in that deep, dark place in our head that's easy to get to and hard to get out of. Well, by listening to something on YouTube or a Jamie Tall podcast or anything at all, it allows you to have a different perspective of the circumstances and the situation. Let's see. Anthony says the gym. Yes, I need to get back in the gym. I moved up to Georgia 2 years ago and I put on like 20 pounds healthy weight, recovery weight. But then I go to the doctor and he's like, no more meat, no more eggs, no more dairy for 90 days. Thanks, doc. But thanks most importantly to Anthony. My wife does the gym all the time. Absolutely all the time. Melissa, congratulations. 3 years on the 28th. Woo woo. 7 months for Jessica. Jesus, prayer, and the word of God. Yes, I am diving into this more than I have. I was very reluctant into the word, into scripture, into the truth. But in all actuality, I found that every circumstance and situation that I have is directly relatable in some type of verse. So thanks so much, Lively Prepper. Dino, praying, exercise, and fishing. I'm too far away to go fishing. I would love to go fishing with you, Dina. Pray hard. Tamara, thank you. So do we see some similarities? A lot of us actually use prayer. If you're just jumping in on the live, let me go ahead and redo the question for you. We're doing addiction recovery questions and answers. What kinds of coping strategies are you currently used to cope with your addiction triggers? 6 years. Congratulations. Yes. Been to several meetings and love them, but haven't went in my recovery. That's okay. The first part is, get to a meeting, try something different. Jessica says she uses crystals. Awesome. Merry Christmas to you and Jamie. Oh, thanks, Kim. We appreciate y'all so much. The next one from Ariel, Les Brown is really good. Yes. If y'all have not found Les Brown, check him out. I found him on YouTube many years ago. Sometimes when I listen to these motivational speeches or these motivational speakers or these pastors or preachers or spiritual leaders, some of it makes me like convicted because I feel like they're talking to me. But maybe I'm just in the right place at the right time, hearing the right person say the right message to appeal to me. Thanks so much for sharing. We are going to jump into the next one so y'all can start typing if you want. What are some of the things that you're grateful for and why? So every morning I do a list, a gratitude list with my buddy Justin Smith here in Athens, Georgia. So I'm grateful that God woke me up. I'm grateful to have another day to overcome and proceed with caution through this thing that we call recovery. I'm grateful for all of y'all here today joining us on this live stream. I'm grateful that I was able to get to the doctor and he was able to find out that this level's off and that level's off, and I need to do all this stuff. I need to drink more water. So I'm always living in gratitude. The good Lord has saved me and still is. Yes, Melissa, tell us more. I would love to hear more. How did the good Lord save you? Tamara, I have 40 plus addiction, weed, acid, everything, meth for 25 years. Heart attack stopped me for 5 years. Picked back up 1 year ago, been clean 2 weeks. Sister, thank you so much for sharing that. God bless you and you on your journey. I hope that these questions and answers through today's broadcast will give you some type of insight to overcoming anything that you might be dealing with in the near future. Yes, it's a spiritual battle. Man, I didn't understand this until not that long ago, right? Like Boston, big shout out Boston. Make sure y'all check out his book, Meth and Fire and Ice, the Meth Bible. The whole demonic realm, the whole demons are on you, like evil spirits. Like it was a little bit hard for me to grasp in the beginning until I started reading more, understanding more, diving into more. It's very, very, very interesting. But if you're mindful to it, you have the chance to overcome it. Dieting can also be very good for setting goals and accomplishing them to help overall health and mental health. My husband and I go vegan 1 week out of every month. Ariel, tell me how that's working out for y'all. So I did a bunch of research, and the digestive system and all this, we're actually not designed to fill our faces full of animal flesh. So I'm looking at going to plant-based for digestive purposes, overall good health, inflammation, etc. So if you could hit on that a little bit more, that would be awesome. God in changing places, people and things. Yes, people, places, and things. What a very important message. Dottie's in the house. Everybody say, hey, Dottie. What are some of the things that y'all are grateful for? Family, get in the comments and let us know. Abel says, I stay busy taking care of my kids and cleaning house, but I get into it with my wife's teenage daughter from all the years I treated them wrong over my past addictions. That is totally understandable. Sometimes when we're in active addiction, we have the me mentality, the I, so just stay faithful and full of hope. And I'm sure one step at a time, it'll head in the right direction. I'm watching from St. Louis. I'll be 4 years clean soon. Brandy, it is so awesome to have you. Congratulations on those 4 years. My kids, my support system, and another chance at life. Yes, we have to have some type of support system. Here with my wife and our content, we're not knocking any form of recovery. You can be in the anonymous program. You can be in MAT or harm reduction. You can use smart recovery. You can use just prayer, just meditation. What form of recovery are you currently doing? Get in the comments and let us know. Are you using the 12-step program? Are you using harm reduction, MAT? What program of recovery are you currently working? Grateful for God. Without him, I wouldn't be here to share my story. I totally agree with that, Ariel. So 6 years and 9 months ago when I walked into my very first meeting, well, actually I was in jail at that time. So like 6 years and 6 months ago when I walked into my first outside meeting, I would hear all these people say, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. I owe my recovery to God. I couldn't have done it without God. And I'm sitting here like, what? Hey, real quick though, I chipped my tooth. Parts of recovery. Get to go to the dentist and pay for it. So everybody says I owed it to God, and I really didn't understand it only until I grew in my faith with the Lord that I could understand that God had it all in his hand the whole entire time. Sometimes he'll put us through the darkness to bring us out to shine light for others. I can't shine light for my brother because he's dead, but I can shine light to others, which is why we're here pumping so much content. Memphis, Tennessee in the house. Ariel, 6 years clean. Grateful for no longer being homeless. Yes, I was there before. couch surfing, going back and forth. What are y'all grateful for if you're just joining us in this recovery Q&A? I'm grateful that God chose me for him. Yes, I totally agree. I'm grateful for getting my son back. That's what getting clean can do. Yes, Brandy, congratulations. That is such a important thing that just like, it's like a missing puzzle piece, you know, like we have our son back. My stepson, Jamie's son, we have him back almost full time, sort of kind of here, and then at a different location for a couple days. You know, having your family back, the things that quote unquote addiction took from you or you lost. You're so welcome, Tamara. Getting family members back, kids back. It's such an achievement. D wants to get into recovery but doesn't know how to start. Any advice from the family here? If you were to want to get into recovery but don't know how to start, what would something like that look like? So for me, D, what happened is I wanted to get into recovery. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, but yet them streets, I was gobbled up. I had demonic. I was working with all the demons, as Boston explains in his book. I was surrounded by bad. I was surrounded by evil. So I was like a puppet on a string. Looking back on it now, knowing what I know now, right? Because some of it doesn't make sense. So believe it or not, I started in jail on a heroin charge in Fort Myers, Florida, March 11th of 2016. I don't suggest that as a way to start. Some people start differently. So if I could offer you any advice, I would try to get to a meeting. Maybe like one of our friends said earlier, check out some motivational videos, Les Brown. There's so much different stuff you can do. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in your future, D. And we're glad to have you here. Grateful for absolutely everything in my house, my family, running water. It's a beautiful thing. Yes, I love this one, Abel. Glad to have things in my house that I'm not going to the pawn shop and selling, right? I'm not trying to mess up the audio on this. I just want to show you this. I'm glad that I can afford a microphone that doesn't end up at the pawn shop so that I can constantly create amazing videos that y'all partake in to help others get better. My motto is let go and let God. Yes, I heard that so many times and I didn't understand it. But now, after so many times of trying it and learning, I do understand it. It's so real. Grateful for my job and my degrees and my education. Yes. Awesome, Dottie. Thank you so much for sharing. It's working out very well. It's a good colon cleanse and overall feel lighter and more energy. So Ariel is in reference to the, I believe, the vegan diet, plant-based diet. I watched a documentary on it, and I guess it's really dependent. Your overall well-being has something to do with the foods that you consume, right? Vitamins, nutrients, protein, just a whole bunch of stuff. I learned protein doesn't actually come from animals. The protein is what the animal eats, and it's a byproduct in the meat from what they eat. Brandy, it takes time mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's daily work. Yes, I agree with that statement completely. Sometimes it's by the second, right? Because I'll be in my feelings, or me and Jamie, my wife, Jamie Tall, will be having a conflict of sorts or intense fellowship of sorts. And sometimes I have to take it by the second or the minute. Thanks for sharing. Dottie also says, please reach out to any AA meetings, NA meetings. If NA or AA isn't for you, Dharma Recovery Smart. Yes, I tried it. Tamara also agreed with me just a second ago, saying minute by minute. Dottie, been alcohol free since 8/16 of 21. Awesome, Dottie. How does that make you feel on the inside? I'm sure you're doing well. She says she's using the 12-step program. So thank you so much for sharing, Dottie. Brandy, picking up hobbies, doing new things, getting out of your normal to find a new spark. Yes. So I need to do that with the exercising, which is what one of our brothers said before. I think exercise is very important. I learned the science of it. It actually releases, believe it or not, some of the endorphins that mimic that, make you feel good, that self accomplishment, and that you can just keep moving forward. Abel, you are so welcome. I'm so glad to have you here from YouTube. We've got actually quite a few YouTubers following us in this chat. Please get to Facebook if you're on YouTube, and vice versa. We are on everything social media. Jessica, I'm on Sublocade. I talk to my counselor every week. Yes. Kaylin says, I use no recovery program. All right, Kaylin, can you elaborate just a little bit on that? Like, my brother and a couple other people I know have been successful. A different brother, not the one that passed away, clearly, have been successful at that. So elaborate on that. Do you use prayer, meditation, anything at all? Brandy, I have never worked the steps. I only been to a meeting. That's okay. When I first heard them steps and I'm looking up at the piece of paper on the wall, I'm like, they want me to do all that? Within them steps, it's designed to help you. So just take what you can from it, use it, and discard the rest. Praying, self-talk, staying away from people, places, and things. Yes. That were an active addiction. People, places, and things is still huge for me. I totally agree. Like, I can't even bring myself to, like, around people that are just making bad decisions still. So I relocated from Southwest Florida onto Athens. And I've just had to really watch my people, places, and things. Tanya, I'm currently in the 12-step program because I have to have a place to live, but I prefer harm reduction and will use harm reduction before I get back on the meth and the heroin. Yes, totally agree. This is a good start. Right on from Dottie. Thanks so much for y'all's participation. James, I'm staying focused. I did something horrible, and hopefully my mom only is making a point and I am able to make it up to her. I just need to survive till the 20th. I'm open for any type of recovery. I share 50% custody with my ex-wife, but I live what you guys are doing. I'm great for you and your wife, and you guys have been my support through this. Thank you so much, James. We appreciate you partaking. And I wish you nothing but the best, brother. The 20th, I don't think is too far away. You've got 8 days and a wake up, and I hope you can push through and be resilient in your pursuit. Having a relationship back with people who messed up during your addiction. Yes, I was able to restore a whole bunch of different scenarios like that. Let's go on to another question real quick. Is there anyone in your life that you're struggling to forgive, and why? Is there anyone in your life that you're struggling to forgive, and why? There is no doubt in my mind that I am still to this day struggling to forgive my biological mother and father. So a real quick story about me. I was born in 1984 in Southwest Florida. At about the age of 2, my mom separated from my father, grabbed me, and went to relocate. That relocation only made it to Lakeland, Florida, which is just about an hour north of my residence at the time, where I was then dropped off at a Salvation Army, only for my grandmother from my dad's side to come get me. So then my dad was out there in them streets my whole entire life. My grandma is doing the best that she can to raise me. I got a hard time forgiving people. I really do. Like, I know that I need to, right? But that resentment, that root, that cause, like, I'm still holding on to bitterness and resentment. Does it help me in my recovery? Not at all. Is there anyone in y'all's life? What was the question? Is there anyone in your life that you're struggling to forgive? Mine is my biological mom, my dad, and my grandma. Let's see. Brandy, having a relationship back with the people you messed up during with addiction. Yes. I'm doing good. You're welcome. Please, please, please remember that help is out there. Yes. Thank you so much. Been clean off opiates since July 28th of this year. Congratulations, James. I personally went through the opiates, heroin, and pharmaceutical grade pills. And that was just something that was challenging, but on the other side of it can be a fruitful event. God set me free. All I do is obey Jesus. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Dottie, that's awesome. Abel, you stay clean too. I appreciate you so much. Um, Beautiful house, by the way. I'm just keeping it real, bro. This ain't our shit. This is just a digital background. Usually in studio, you will be able to see the difference, but I appreciate you saying that. I hope to have a house that looks like this one day. I probably could, but the housing prices are a little high. Brandy tagged Mary Walker. Come on in and enjoy this. Love to all. Got to go. Lively Prepper, thank you so much. Be safe out there and enjoy your Sunday. Jessica says, my ex-husband, because he left me and my son while I was pregnant with my last son. It was an abusive relationship, and I don't think I can forgive the hurt he has done to me. You know, I relate in the fact of my parents, right? So my dad was physically abusive and verbally abusive. And like I got so much trauma from it, I would rather shove it all the way back into my skeleton closet than to consistently deal. If y'all are just joining us on the live, thanks for being here. My name is Adam. I am Jamie Tall's husband. She is currently getting some ideas for videos filmed. So she told me to take the wheel. Next thing with this recovery, name 3 things that you like about yourself. I like that I don't have to wake up every morning and figure out the way to acquire $20 to call the man or the plug. I like that I found that I need to make a change in diet so that I can live longer to be with Jamie and our marriage longer. And the last thing I like about myself is I would say that I mustered up the confidence on this Sunday to come on in and say hello to everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here. Tamara, I forgive too easy. It pisses me off. I need some of that. I need some of that. How does one forgive easily? Because I don't like to forgive nobody for nothing. Like I remember back in them streets in Southwest Florida, Fort Myers, Florida, to be specific, somebody would do me wrong and I'd wait like 5 or 6 years and I'd catch them at a gas station and I'd still be as bitter. I'd hold just as much resentment then as I did now. Rose, been clean from fentanyl and completely sober since May 10th of 2022. Awesome, Rose. Thank you so much for sharing. You know, recovery, there's no exacts, right? Like don't get me wrong, there's the big book and spiritual books and a couple other things. Your recovery is yours. How you choose to conduct your recovery is your option. One thing that I have rooted deep in me is so many people told me that I was doing my recovery wrong because they do it this way and I do it this way. Sometimes we're a little bit too judgmental in recovery. I challenge you, family, today on this beautiful Sunday, December 11th, go out there and show love to people. Meet people exactly where they're at. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to go ahead and get off so that we can keep filming some other content. If y'all have any ideas for some subjects y'all want to talk about, just get in the comments. You can also reach out to us if you'd like to get on an interview at jamietallcoaching@gmail.com. If you're looking at us on Facebook, check out Jamie Tall on YouTube. And if you're looking at us on YouTube, check out Jamie Tall on Facebook. Thank you so much, and y'all have a wonderful day. God bless y'all. See you next time.